tubadylan show on YouTube. This is the tubadylan show. We're live right here in the United States of America. Welcome to the studio. This is the tubadylan YouTube video broadcast show. Good evening. It's not as weird as you think, folks. This is a real studio, a real Dylan, and there are real tubas behind me. And I'm not afraid to use them. I dare you to watch this show. Concurrent viewer. If you're a concurrent viewer, hang in there. As you know, nothing happens here. Whoa. Hey now. This is always just a trial period. Yet, here we are at the end of an age, striving to show one's dominance in their space of the social media generation. You have no idea how many Dylans I'm looking at right here. So strange. But I set it up to direct my own show. I'm here live right now. Ask me anything in the comments. That is all. Will you be the first to ask a question? Oh, RoboCop, why? Why RoboCop? Well, my knee is broke. My foot is broke. I'm taped together with duct tape right now. I can still sit in here and make this video for you. Somehow. I am here in the middle of the night in the United States because it's still a free territory to stream live on the internet. And I'm here to talk to you. And that's about it. I should set up my phone. Like I set it up to do that. For call-ins. Huh. What's that wire? This camera has good autofocus. What's happening, folks? What a strange world we live in, isn't it? It's crazy out there. Oh, man. It's pretty bad. Knew it was coming, though. Sometimes it's hard even to just take a deep breath. Think about everything. That's what I'm doing here. I'm tubadylan. This is my live tuba session in the middle of the night. As long as the internet's still alive, it can happen. If you're new here, well, you're the only one and you're new here. So the fact that you're here means that you're still here. If you're not, you'll need to hold on for a few minutes. I'm going to take a break. Take care of some business. But I'll let the stream run on this obscure shot of E.T. and Yoda, and I'll be back. So, see you in a minute. still only have one viewer. One viewer, come on. We can do better than that. And this is the show of all shows. Nowhere else do you get the live tuba player in the middle of the night with the message of love, peace, understanding. Seriously, guys, freedom's where it's at. Hold on. These are the proper headphones. What's going on right now in our lives, in our society? Folks are trying to take away our freedom. They're really doing it. They're taking it away. But in some ways, we've had too much freedom for too long. This country suffered like so much pain from the very beginning. The very beginning. When people started coming here, colonizing this country, it was a rough wilderness. I mean, people have been living in the USA pretty well for a long time, but don't realize that in the scheme of things in the world, it's been a bit of a rough wilderness. Probably because it was the place that got blown up the worst when it wiped out the dinosaurs. But who knows? But it seems like God created people on the other side of the ocean. But at some point they got here. They made it here. Or we did. And here we are. We're just a bunch of folks trying to make it, right? Day to day, week to week, for some of us hour to hour. People out there with new babies and babies to come. 2021. People are talking about the end of America and civil war. Yeah, that's really, really, really near. I think the only thing we can do is to pray. I mean, I admit that humbly myself. That we're nothing but for God. Hey, welcome to my show. Fading in here. Whoa. Make sure I'm still have audio on, audio go. I never quite know how the mix is going to be, but you know, I'm here. This is a live show. Welcome. It's 2:10 a.m. East Coast, United States of America. We're live right now, right here. I can see my stream here. You can communicate with me. I should have a phone chat somehow, but right now I've got that phone hooked up to this. Yoda cam, ET cam. Sorry, this show makes no sense. Back to me. This is a live stream. It is theoretically going live to the internet. Now, I've done these before, and I have to stay on for like 30 minutes to get 5 or 6 viewers, and then people start getting interested in the show, and then I'm worn out. So I'm warning the one person who's watching, like usual, that, you know, thanking you, and also warning you that you're watching a show that could end in disaster at any time. For it's a show that's unplanned, unspecified, undetermined, unimaginable, and underestimated. Perhaps under-censored, which is a good thing. But we don't use curses here on the Tubadylan program, lest my kids are mistakenly brought into the scene. Ask me anything, I'm here for you. Bring it on, my great audience. You can do it. You can. You can do it. You can start the action of the conversation reaction. Start the chat now. YouTube comments button. All you have to do is push like and say, hello, Dylan. There's one person here watching who's decided that you're worth watching. Just one. All we need is one. If we have one, we know we are one with the universe, because you who are watching are still connected. If you're not connected, you cannot be one. Who says, hello, Tubadylan. Say hello, Tubadylan. And as America burns and crumbles, you are the one watching this right now. But you know it's real. You know it's live. You know I'm here for you. This is the Tuba Dylan Show. I have no tubas here, other than there and here and there. Hello, Stephanie, our first viewer. You win the reward. This is super exciting. This is Tuba Dylan Live, and you are here. I don't know what to say. Thank you, YouTube. This is the reward. They say if you win the reward, you get a free bottle of actual reward show water. One concurrent viewer has responded to the show. Welcome, welcome. Our sponsor is Evian. It's a small company in France that figured out long ago that you could bottle large amounts of water, ship it relatively inexpensively across the ocean to the United States, especially New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, and charge an absolute fortune for something that comes out of a mountain in thousands of gallons per second for free. But hey, water tastes great, dude. Tastes great. Well, gotta love capitalism. I love the United States. Not necessarily capitalism, but I love God-given freedom, if that makes any sense. Capitalism is almost an unfortunate effect of the God-given freedom that our forefathers gave us here in the United States. I'm thankful for what this country has given me, but pure capitalism kind of spirals back around and takes away liberty, which is what's happened in the U.S. in a way. That the fact that corporations have, I wouldn't say the right, but the power to take away the freedom of speech from anyone is strange, but I understand it. I don't know. My mother was one of the early people who started writing laws about that kind of thing. So I think I understand it deeper than most, but I also don't think there's a solution to it at this point, not for Americans. Australia, well, that makes sense, because like I'm on here at 2:20 in the morning on the east coast of the United States. But I've always wanted to visit Australia, and Australia, one of my very favorite movies took place in Australia, if not one of my top movies. So yeah, we talk about it. My wife and I and my kids, it's a kind of a fantasy of ours to visit Australia and New Zealand. You might be biased since you're in Australia, but that's definitely, I think of Australia sometimes. That seems like a cool place to go because the sky is totally different at night in the southern hemisphere, or at least very different. And there's so much empty space and dark space there. I would enjoy that. Oh, definitely visit. Well, I would like that. Apparently, it's something like 16 to 28 hours from here, depending on what kind of jet you take. Maybe longer. The middle of Australia is just sand. That's where you want to go if you want to see nothing but darkness, right? There's a lot of places in the United States that are very remote, too. 26 to Europe. Yeah, people who travel, that doesn't seem like that much. I could handle it. I have a lot of patience. Family of 4 here, that's a whole different story. But I hear you. I could sit on a plane for a while. We've been in quarantine here since early March. People who love me know how my body's failed me over the years. I've had a lot of major injuries. A lot of hurts and pains in my bones and joints, and been cut up many times. I just bought a bunch of N95 masks that are medical grade. Haven't been able to get them commercially here until now. Finally have some. We don't go out at all. We haven't since March. We're unusual for the USA. People I tell that I've been here at home, other than going to the grocery store, and this past week, of course, to the doctor, because I blew out my knee again, and I needed to know if I needed immediate surgery. So I went to the doctor. Life is rough on people these days. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Yeah, I blew out my knee in the forest playing with my boy, looking for gold amongst the most beautiful quartz rocks you've ever seen in my backyard. Couldn't imagine being stuck in my house for that long. It's not so bad. I have a nicer house than most. I'm very blessed. I'm not your everyday person on the earth. I've been very blessed in my life and have always lived in peace and freedom and prosperity, and still do. I'm not saying you don't, but I'm very happy where I am, considering that I decided to quarantine myself very early on and have continued to do it till now. I hear you. When I was at, like, I don't know how old you are. You don't have to say, whoever you are. Okay. But when I was a kid, they had the stories on the news of the boy in the bubble. And I used to think, wow, look at that kid, man. They literally put him in this bubbly thing, and he actually couldn't touch his family. He could talk to them through a plastic thing. He could watch TV, and they would visit him, and there'd be nurses, and they would talk to the boy in the bubble. Now, my bubble's been very, very blessed and nice. Like, God has given me a great bubble to be in. I'm so thankful, because my wife, I have so much gratitude for it. I'm thankful for it for now, to be able to be in this situation. I work at home here in my studio. I work really hard. I still do, just as hard as I did before. Before I sort of produced and directed and worked very hard. But now I've moved to full-time doing music. And it's good, it's gratifying. It's what I wanted to do in the first place. But I'm so blessed to be here in my tiny slice of earth with my beautiful wife, and she's hurting. Like, we had a rough day today. Like, I'm coming on here, I'm being pretty open and honest with the two of you who are watching, and I'm okay with that. Or whoever watches this, I don't care. I'm okay with that. This won't stay in the digital world for long, and God knows all that we do. But it's been one of the roughest weeks of our lives, because I got injured again terribly bad on my right knee. And it's been a long time since I've had that injury, but it came back very bad. And I'm okay with it. We're still here. And then today my wife hurt her back again. And both of us have been working so hard. We've been getting in better shape. We have not been in the best of shape. But we're trying. And that's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. And then you watch what's going on with the pandemic. So many people are hurting. All over the world. We put ourselves in the quarantine because we knew we could sustain it. Because I have planned for it for 25 years, literally. People have always thought I was crazy planning for it, but it was pretty obvious that these things were going to happen at some point. Well, we should always better our lives every day. I consider myself a Christian. My life is devoted to Jesus Christ. His name reigns eternal over all names and all kings, all kingdoms of the earth and all kingdoms of the world, and all the voices to come in the universe. And yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm peeking at your comments over here, Stephanie. We have to be grateful. It's crazy. This life, I have wonderful people here with me, and I am so grateful with how my life has turned out. So with every inch and breath, I'm kind of grateful. But life is so short, so you're always kind of thinking, why is it so short? I mean, to be honest about it, you're still grateful of it, but I think everyone thinks about that. Looking at the bigger picture, seeing what other people are going through really makes you think and be grateful for what you do have. Life is so short, but it's the longest thing we experience. Well, sure, life is amazing. The small things in life make it all the more enjoyable. Absolutely. That's why I'm not on here very much. I think if I was single before I had a family and I had responsibilities, I was trying to do things like that, have a web presence and whatnot. Now there's nothing better than spending time with just the few loved ones I have here. I'm okay with that. It's my duty to protect them, and that's my number one priority. I'm just chilling here. Hello, YouTube. Welcome. This is the Tubadylan radio program. We have a chat right here. It's on. You hopefully have a YouTube name, or you're some sort of anonymous wacko, and you can send me a message. I'm supposed to have a phone number at some point. Tell me if you'd be interested in actually calling in. If someone chats that they would call in, I might be interested enough to actually engage that feature and let someone call in to the show and talk to you live. Like, I think that would be pretty fun. I mean, this show is not made to make any sense to anyone. I'm glad that I'm having this interaction with this one person, Stephanie. E.T. You can see the E.T. on this shot, or one of the shots. This shot. That's my life-size E.T. doll. You might be able to see it on, let's see. This shot, hold on. Can you see it on this shot over here? He's over here. This is actually the best shot to be able to communicate with my audience. Like I can see your comments better from here. So, yeah, hi, this is Tubadylan. Oh, that's the wrong camera, isn't it? Welcome to my studio where I have so many cameras. I don't know which ones I'm on and which ones I'm not. That's the one I wanted. Right there. Right there. Hi there. I don't know. I don't think E.T.'s necessarily cute. He's cool because it was a lovely, innocent movie that we all grew up with, if you got to grow up with that movie. So this camera in particular, I can see your chats there. Oh, sweet, learning bass. Well, I'll tell you, I play the brass bass and I'm pretty decent at it. I mean, these days, both my legs don't work, so it's much harder to carry around tubas right now. Maybe I'll join you in learning the string bass. Never know. So, in Australia right now, it's summertime. Are you having particularly hot days, cooler days, sort of normal summertime weather? Cool. I like all those instruments. Muggy. Okay, so you are by the coast like everyone in their right mind who lives in Australia, at least. I'm sure there's a few that live inland who don't want to live closer to the sand in the middle. This camera, you have to stare at my head when I look at your comments, but that's fine. Yeah, I hear you. Well, I grew up by the coast, so I know what you mean. My name Dylan is Welsh, and it means from the sea in Old English. So I grew up pretty close to the sea, actually, but I'm definitely not like a boat dude or somebody who really knows what to do in the sea. Is this still live? I just got a notification here. Uh-oh. It looks like it's still live. Okay, that's good. Spotlight. I don't know what happened. Maybe I talked to the Siri person. I don't believe these people, these Siri people. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. So my playlist ended. I was playing this mellow playlist. I don't really like. Here, you want to see? Okay, so this is the world's craziest one-man band studio. So now that the playlist ended, oh no, did my video end? Now I just saw something weird happen in YouTube. I hope it didn't end my stream. That would be a bummer. It's got to be going. Are you still going? Let's see. Oh, something happened here. YouTube Studio. Create. Go live. Maybe it'll just bring me back there. Yeah, we are live. Okay, it brought me back. Crown. Well, that's a good name. That's kind of, yeah. I have one of those kind of names too, Stephanie. Let's see. I think my music mix ended, but I'm still on my lapel mic, which is like my talk to the audience mic. But then I have this other system. And whenever I move this keyboard, it turns things off, and I'm not sure what happens. Hold on. It's acting up. I have so many computers in here. You have no idea. I'm still live, right? 52 minutes, 43 seconds, still going. So that's the plan. I'm still going. So this is the world's, so you are the only one watching. Well, I've got 2 people now watching. If you are watching, this is the world's most sophisticated solo one-man multi-camera live studio. Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, you must not have a lot to do there in Australia. But I have things hooked up to this. Let me move some of this here. You'll have to bear with some of these angles. Here we go. Okay, nothing to do in Australia. Well, that's good. For right now, I still feel like messing around here and trying to get things to work. So, I'm going to come over here. This is where I have my looper, and I should be able to get directly onto the looper with this microphone right here. Right now it's not on, but if I bring it up, and if I just add a quick effect, I can even Can you hear that? It sounds crazy now. Nothing. You don't hear it? This is just a reverb through this microphone right here. This is just a Can you hear that coming through? Do I sound like I'm in a dark, well, maybe not dark, but like a light, open hallway full of too much reverb? That's the point of this program. I have other mics that make other sounds. Check this out. Oh no, don't do it. Don't.
song. Yeah, microphone noises, that's right. Oh, the dogs are freaking out right now. I think I gotta check that out in case there's like a robber here. I don't think so. Okay, so. Okay, so. Testing. What? Look. I was coming over to your Capitol building. What would you think about how my megaphone sounded? Would you think it was too high? This is such a strange program. This is just not right. I'm so happy people downloaded my show on Spotify. This should be the greatest Spotify show of all time. I'll tell you. This is just a small part of it. You have no idea. Hello? Hello? YouTube?
Hey now, I'm back. I'm kind of feeling a different mood come on. Yeah, I'm back. I wouldn't say I play any certain number of instruments, but I fall under more of a Frank Zappa mentality. If you look up Frank Zappa on YouTube and check him out on the Steve Allen Show back in 1963, Frank Zappa played a bicycle, and he said he had been practicing and learning how to play a bicycle for 2 weeks, which is ample time. And I think he did as good a job at playing the bicycle as anyone could have. And so I think I can play any instrument. But that's only because I can play the bicycle. I also happen to be an expert at playing the tuba, pretty good at the trombone, and okay at the trumpet. Music is just rhythm, and there's only 12 different notes. So if you could get your brain to work within enough math to handle 12 in different time frames, you can do music somehow. Oh, I have no favorites. I have no favorites. I mean, genres. I love jazz. I play jazz. There's a free form to jazz, a freedom to it that's super, super great for just listening or playing. There's a freedom in it. You can feel the person who's playing through the changes in the chords. That to lay down any good jazz solo, to lay down any good jazz track, to swing in any kind of way, you have to not really be thinking about it. You just have to be swinging it. So jazz is my favorite, if you would call it that. But I'll tell you, I love Elvis and Michael Jackson and Daft Punk. Is like to bring someone new into it, and even like Deadmau5 studied all kinds of classical and orchestral music through the years. So anything that's done with an orchestra, I can find total interest in because I study orchestration and I love it. I dig Elvis a lot. We were listening to Elvis tonight, my son and I, in the car. That was pretty great. Thinking about Elvis, he had like total raw talent. Frank Sinatra, same thing. Complete raw talent. Absolutely right place, the right time, the right look. And just made magic. So thankful to them. They had such great ears, and they just went with it. Like, if you have a good ear, as long as you don't have something wrong with your voice, you can sing really well. There's a talent beyond that, which is charisma. So many people sing so very well, but so many of the greatest stars had great charisma, and that's, I recognize and love that in a lot of the great musicians of all time. No, I didn't always know I wanted to pursue music. I started out life like most kids, loving animals and wanting to be a veterinarian. And had some long, hard, deep thought about being a veterinarian when my first cat died when I was 5.5. That cat was so special to me. My parents had 2 dogs that had died when I was about 2 and 3. I had a vague memory of them. Didn't remember them dying or disappearing, actually, but they sort of faded out of my life. And then my parents surprised me with a cat on a Christmas day when I was 5 years old. And I got to name him, and it was a kitten. And the cat was really smart, just like any street cat. He was smart and agile. And I didn't know how cats worked, but my parents at the time knew he was going to be an outdoor cat. But the first couple months, he was allowed to stay indoors, and we had a cat box. And then my parents said, "Hey, it's time for this cat to go out." And I was really scared for him. I remember I was really scared. I thought, you don't let me go out, run around without you watching me. And, you know, so I was pretty worried about it. Like I was pretty sure that the cat could get hurt in the wild if we just let the cat outside. I had seen it in the yard, and I had seen the cars that go by and how fast they go. But my parents were pretty sure that that was what they wanted the cat to do. So one day we let the cat out. And the first week or 2 went great. That cat knew where its home was, it knew where its dad was, and it knew where I was, and I fed it the cat food, and it slept with me every night. It came home. And I would say not too long after my parents made me put it out, within 2 weeks, probably about 10 days, I went out to get the cat, had let it out in the morning. We had breakfast with the family, and I went to the front door, opened the door just to call the cat in like normal and say, "Hey, Ivan," his name was Ivan, said, "Hey, Ivan," it would come, and I'd pet it, it'd be my cat. That time, as soon as I opened the door, the cat went, meow. It was like a really weird meow, and I looked over, and the side, we had a stairwell that went kind of down and towards the sidewalk that went to the driveway. But on the side, there was a plant area, and this was in the LA area, so it was warm. So it was like this sort of little tropical garden, just for looks, kind of up high. There were bars, so you didn't even go in there, it was just a planted garden there in front of the big window that went to my parents' living room there, where there was tropical plants and palm tree and some other things, and a bunch of marble rocks throughout it with some different trees. And the cat was just laying there, and it was crying, and it was very badly injured. Sorry to tell you the story, but this is when I wanted to be a vet. I wanted to be a vet, and that cat was terribly injured. And my dad took the cat to the vet, told me that he was going to take it to the vet and hopefully save it. I could see that the cat's head had been cracked, and then it had brain tissue, its head was busted. It came all the way up to the front porch, but it was gone. It was going to die. I didn't know because I was a kid, but my dad came back, you know, an hour or two later from the vet without the cat. Oh man, it was so sad. And that was like my first pet that was mine. And I thought, I don't want to be a vet. I can't handle that. Like, I really like animals, you know. I've seen many other animals die since then in my life. And it's never easy, but that was the hardest one. Yeah, that was the hardest one. Yeah. I love cats, love dogs. I've always had dogs. I've had cats a number of times. They get stinky in your house, so I don't have them now. This is my late night hip hop upbeat live YouTube program. And as the world still spins and there's no civil war, it's still on the air somehow. I busted my knee last week and have barely been able to walk all week. And I've got a new bionic knee brace from Amazon for $69 or something that has changed my life the last half of today. Because my knee has been going in and out of dislocation every time I've tried to walk this week. And I've still worked really hard and walked as much as I can. But feeling better now that I have this new big brace on my leg. Oh, I have two dogs now, yeah. Figment and Lexi. Figment is our new dog. We were blessed to get her about a month before we started staying home for COVID. So my other dog, Lexi, she's about 13 or 14 years old. Adopted her from the shelter. Smartest terrier. She's kind of like a Wizard of Oz terrier. Really smart, little dog, long, wiry hair. Not the softest to pet, but she's super sweet, super smart, super athletic, kind and gentle. And our other dog's a mutt, and we rescued her right before COVID happened, and we're glad we have two. They're both female dogs, and so, I don't know, they bother each other to some extent, so Lexi has had to deal with that. The new dog, although she learned a ton from Lexi and now gets the hang of like how I like to train dogs, the new dog is the alpha just by what she wanted to be. So that's been a challenge for the old dog. She hangs in there pretty well. She's 13 or so, I don't know, but she's pretty tough for an old dog. I love dogs. Anyway, I was going to play tonight, but I'm so tired. My leg hurts so bad. Well, it doesn't hurt that bad. It's just, it feels good to not be walking on it and moving. I think that, all kind people hopefully love dogs. I really hope so. I guess there are people out there that may or may not love dogs, but I sure love dogs. Yeah, I'm a night person, and I don't typically do these live streams. I go on randomly. I'm set up for a really cool stream, but I just don't do it. I have priorities in my life. Like my number one priority is God. I know that sounds cheesy or whatever in today's world on the internet, but like, there's nothing in my life more important than just trying to be in touch with God. And he says in the New Testament to pray to him without ceasing, or like Paul says that in his letters. And I kind of agree with that. So a lot of my life since I've started to have a relationship with him has been in that prayer and meditation, and I've been very blessed for that. So I put that first in my life, and then I put my family second. And I'm so imperfect about that, but my wife very much so, because she's wonderful, she's beautiful. If you have Instagram, go to modern_minimal_mini. So modern like chic, minimal like not maximal, and then underscore mini like Minnie Mouse. Modern_mini_, no, don't do that. Modern_minimal_mini. Modern minimal mini on Instagram. That's my wife's page, and if she gains 1 subscriber, it's worth it for me to do a 3 a.m. live stream, because I am the photographer, and even though the two of us are practically crippled, we still take awesome photos almost every day. I'm going to end this stream as a pitch to my wife, because I love her, and I'm going to go in and sleep next to her in bed. But it was good to be with all of you tonight. Mini, okay, so you're still trying to figure out. I'm not going to leave this stream until you find our Instagram. Modern Minimal Mini. So what she does is, and I'm not a huge fan of Disney, trust me. I've worked for Disney, and I've known people who have worked for Disney, plenty of people. But she likes the Disney characters, and so it's not really cosplay, but they call it Disney bounding, where there's a contingent of people who like to dress up like Disney characters in a way that's not enough that they'll conflict with the characters that are represented in the theme parks, but just the people will know what they are. Like, oh, you're Alice from Alice in Wonderland, obviously, but you're not like cosplaying them. You're just wearing a fashion that's similar. So what Toby does is she takes those fashions, puts them together, combination of things that she got at Goodwill and thrift stores around the Charlotte area here, and frankly, some of the most known designers in the world, like Versace, Gucci, you know, hoo-hoo, stick your nose at the world, designing wackadoodle people. Oh, sweet. Well, I'm the photographer. That's kind of our photographer site. So she's got lots of cool photos. She dresses up like Disney folks, and I take her picture. So I'm going to go get in bed with her right now. Thank you for watching, Stephanie. It was good talking to you. I'm glad that you enjoyed my live show and that there was someone here to connect with when I decided to turn this on. I'm glad you can hear me. That's working great. Now, last time I did one of these live streams, when I ended the stream, which I'm about to end, it started another stream of nothing but my background that streamed for, I believe, 10 or 12 hours. I'm gonna try to end the stream now and hope it doesn't stream continually for 10 or 12 hours after this. Well, thanks for hanging out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel too. And God bless you. This world is crazy. Remember that there is only one God, Yeshua the Father. There's only one Son, Jesus Christ. And that's all there is, and He will save this world. He has to come back first to do it. So find Him, seek wisdom in all that you do. If you seek wisdom in all that you do, Stephanie, and anyone who's watching this stream later, you will be blessed. For now, God bless. I love you all. Peace out.